Our Make-A-Wish child, Hannah, is on the flag stand, ready to turn this field of 600 horsepower, ground-pounding modifieds. On to turn number 4, green flag. Down the back straightaway they go, Eddie Dockenhausen and Chris Pasteryak. Who's going to lead lap number 1? Dockenhausen high. Dockenhausen will lead it. Eddie Dockenhausen, Chris Pasteryak, Rob Goodenough. Now Hinckley goes to work on the inside of Tom Abele. Hinckley on the low side. Chris Wenzel shot up high, but gathered up his number 83 in between the third and fourth corner. 27 modifieds taking the green flag here in the season finale. Goodenough in third, Hinckley, Abele in the top 5, Dwight Jarvis. Then we've got number 35, Dale Evanson. Todd Patnode in the 01 car. Mike Holdridge in the number 0. Holdridge, a good run in the 0 car. Dockenhausen, Pasteryak, Goodenough, and Hinckley. 5 Connecticut racers in the top 5. We got 2 together, 2 around in turn number 2. Audrey Stevens and Peter Jarvis of the 9 New Hampshire bringing out the first caution flag here on lap number 5. Todd Owen in the 11, the Zarnecki brothers car. Here they come. Waving them out of the corner, green flag. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Dockenhausen and Pasteryak, nerf by through the corners. Look at Goodenough right in there. Here comes Les Hinckley, always runs good at lead. He was denied the championship. He'd love to win one here today. Dwight Jarvis and the Nils Lundstedt number 28. 4-car battle for the lead here. Man, oh man, it don't get any better than that. Side by side out of the turn. Hinckley gets by. Goodenough. Here comes Goodenough to the inside. Dockenhausen and Pasteryak. Abele and Jarvis by. Dale Evanson's going to go to the outside of Abele now. Here comes the 35. Pasteryak and Dockenhausen, Hinckley and Goodenough. Your top 4. Jarvis trying to reel him in. Dicing out of turn number 4. Chris Pasteryak, Eddie Dockenhausen. Dockenhausen, the former Chemung, New York champion. Pasteryak stretched right back on the outside. Both of these drivers running inches apart. But what a show they're putting on here at Lee. Hinckley to the bottom once again between 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Hinckley to the inside of Pasteryak, making a bid now for the number 2 spot. Les Hinckley bobbled a little bit. No problem. Now the field is nose to tail with car number 48. Kirk Alexander by Dwight Jarvis. Here comes Alexander. Alexander in the 5th spot. Oh, good enough, get into the back of Pasternak. He let him straighten it out. Alexander goes by on the inside. What a tough break. Good enough. Got into the back of Pasternak. He lifted to let Chris straighten his racer out. Now you get Hinckley on the outside of Dockenhausen as they run quick and hard off turn number 2. Plus Hinckley takes over the lead here on lap number 18. Pushes in hard but holds it down. They probably told Hinckley, go to the front. Alexander's on his way. Dwight Jarvis is in 6th spot. 7th is Ebonch, and 8th is Abele. 9th is Patno. 10th is Wenzel. Bateman 11th. Holdridge 12th. Owen is in 13th spot. 14th is Jimmy Dolan. And 15th is Andy Seuss in car number 70. Holdridge and Owen side by side out of turn number 2. So some good racing going on there between Todd Owen and Mike Holdridge. Hinckley with Alexander. Here's your point leaders having at it. The champion going after the 2nd place car in the standings. Hinckley would love to wrap up the season with a win here. Alexander staying right with the 0-6. Good enough stays with Pasternak. Good enough and Pasternak have got a good battle going on for 4th. Alexander's right up behind Hinckley. There goes Alexander to the outside off turn number 2. Side by side, and we've got our 3rd different leader. Kirk Alexander taking the lead on lap number 27. Yellow flag, caution is on the speedway. That is going to be for the veteran Brian Schofield in car 07. 26 laps completed. As we go back to the last green flag lap. So we'll send them underway one more time, and here they come, pounding the pavement out of 4. Green flag. Alexander with his foot through the floorboard takes the lead on the back straightaway. Hinckley 2nd, Dockenhausen. Look at Dockenhausen on the outside here, challenging Hinckley. Pasternak and Patnode. Todd Patnode on the bottom of Pasternak. Here comes Goodenough to the inside. Rod Goodenough trying to challenge for the number 3 spot as he runs the inside of Eddie Dockenhausen out of 2 and down the back chute. Whoa! Wenzel and Abele together on the back chute. Contact made there. Caution on the speedway. Here they come. Green flag. Eddie Dockenhausen, Eddie D in the 2nd spot. And then you've got Rob Goodenough and Todd Patnode. Jack Bateman is quietly working his way into the top 5 in car number 17. Goodenough down low. Goodenough works over the inside of Eddie Dockenhausen down the back chute. Todd Patno dips in behind the number 6 car. Here goes Goodenough to the inside. Dockenhausen, plenty of horsepower off turn number 2. Went to the back end of the field here, trying to work his way back up front. Kirk Alexander. Dockenhausen doing a superb job in car number 48. With Rob Goodenough right there, we got a action over at turn number 2. Yellow on the speedway, lap number 35. Out of the corner, green flag. Look at Jack Bateman. Bateman on the move now to the inside of Todd Patno. Goodenough on the bottom. Mike Douglas Jr. lives in front of Vinny Anarumo. Almost created a 3-wide situation going into 1. Goodenough by Dockenhausen now as Rob runs the bottom. So let's set it up for you. Alexander's leading it. Goodenough, Dockenhausen third, Bateman and Patno. Chris Wenzel to the inside of Daley Bonchin racing for 6th spot. Tommy Provino and Todd Owens side by side, the 11 and the number 25. And Arumo on the inside of the number 69 of Jimmy Dolan, right behind Mike Hogan. Alexander is fast. Todd Owen and Chris Wenzel got a battle going on behind the number 35 of Daley Bonchin. Good race there. Tommy Cravino and Vinny Anarumo in the number 12. Brian Schofield into the infield in the 07. Jack Bateman on the outside of the number 48, Eddie Dockenhausen. Bateman's on the move. Jack Bateman the third. Here's Bateman to the outside. Making a run for the number 2 spot with Ron Goodenough. Jack Bateman right alongside, exiting the second corner. On the back chute, into turn number 3. Side-by-side battle going on for the number 2 spot. Bateman moves to second. Jack Bateman, the second spot. Can he catch Alexander? Closing in on the halfway mark. Car number 43 continues to set the pace. Goodenough third. Dockenhausen and Patnode, your top five. Mebonchen sixth, seventh is Owen, eighth is Gravino, ninth Anarumo, Hinkley in 10th spot. Bateman appears to be closing on Kirk Alexander. Halfway, 50 down, 50 to go. Black Mountain Painting Award will go to the race leader, Kirk Alexander. Wenzel, a little out of shape down the front straightaway. Three laps into the record books. Kirk Alexander, the race leader. Third different leader in this event. Jack Bateman that time pushed way up in the corner. Bateman in second spot. Rob Goodenough third. The number 48, Eddie Dockenhausen, is in fourth. Fifth spot is Todd Patnode in the 01 car. When it appeared that Bateman was closing on the race leader, that has since changed as Alexander's got a full straightaway lead over Jack Bateman. Alexander, a torrid pace here at Lee USA, looking to pick up another victory. Jack Bateman distantly in second. Rob Goodenough, Eddie Dockenhausen, and Todd Patnode. 61 laps into the record books. Alexander goes loose, but he holds on. He got up very high in the fourth turn. He got a little loose up there, up into the marbles. Whoop! Back straightaway. Yellow flag. David Roy's around in the 79. As this field gets ready to go back to green, John Spence ready to wave them out of the corner, and here they come. Green flag. Now we'll see how this plays out. Anarumo to the inside of Dockenhausen. Vinny's going to challenge for fourth spot in the bottom of turn 4. Rumo to fourth. Patno behind Dockenhausen. Peter Jarvis looked to the inside of Brian Schofield. Tommy Clavino on the outside. Here's Vinny now, making a run to the inside. It goes Anna Rumo in the third spot. Anna Rumo to third. The number 12 car's on the move. And Rumo is closing on Bateman. Goodenough is in fourth, Dockenhausen fifth, sixth, Patno, seventh, Clavino. Eighth is Mike Douglas Jr. What a nice job he's done. He's been patient. He's running eighth. Alexander, the class of the field. And Rumo trying to catch the 17. Kirk Alexander. Down the back straightaway, yellow flag on the speedway. That's going to be for Sean Boudreau. Here they come for the race start. Green flag. Down the back straightaway, Anna Rumo to the inside of Bateman. Boy, there's two veterans going at it right there for the number 2 spot. Bateman and Anna Rumo battling for the number 2 spot. Goodenough and Dockenhausen for the 4th position. Dockenhausen back to 4th. Here comes Mike Douglas Jr. Douglas Jr. now on the inside of Rob Goodenough. And Douglas Jr.'s in the 5th spot. Mike Douglas Jr. to 5th. Andy Seuss is following him. Alexander, lap 76 up on the board. Fourth spot, Dockenhausen. And in 5th spot, it's Douglas. 6th is Seuss. Goodenough is faded to 7th. Look at Pasteryak trying to get to the front. Chris Pasteryak. There goes Anna Rumo to the inside of Bateman for the 2nd spot. Pasteryak right up behind Goodenough. Pasteryak trying to get to the front. Little tire contact with Vinny and Jack. Anna Rumo getting into the 17. Drawing a warning from John Spence. Douglas and Dockenhausen as Andy Seuss has moved in the 4th spot. Now a good battle going on for the 5th position with the 23 and the number 48, the D-Boys. Pasteryak right behind him in the 15 Connecticut car. Chris Pasteryak trying to get back into a top 5 finish here as Alexander's run away and hidden on the field. Alexander Bateman, Anarumo, Andy Seuss, and Mike Douglas Jr. Two Lee USA Speedway graduates, 4th and 5th. We got the Monadnock guys running 1-2, a Seekonk guy in 3rd, and a Lee guy in 4th and 5th. Chris Pasteryak and Mike Douglas Jr. right there for the 5th spot. Here's Anarumo to the inside of Bateman. Then he making a bid for the number 2 spot out here in the front straightaway. Here comes Andy Seuss. Andy Seuss getting strong late here. And Seuss is going to challenge Anarumo for 3rd. Good battle going on for 3rd spot. Andy Seuss, the former 350 Super Modified driver. Oh, Anarumo into the side of him, Morocco's Pittsburgh, and the caution is out. Vinny Anarumo made tire contact with the number 70 of Andy Seuss, and Butch Perry ended up the victim of it. As they get ready to cover the final 15 laps of the True Value Modifieds 2007 season. Andy Seuss trying to catch up to Jack Bateman. Mike Douglas will try to hold off Chris Pasteryak. Eddie Dockenhausen, Rob Goodenough. Here comes Pasteryak to the inside. Pasteryak to the inside here, challenging Mike Douglas out of turn number 2. Douglas fights back. Douglas fights back and holds on to the position. Alexander hanging on to the top spot. Jack Bateman and Andy Seuss. Bateman pushes up, Seuss to the bottom. Here's Pasteryak one more time on the inside of the number 23. Here goes Andy Seuss to the inside of Bateman, and Bateman outmotors him. The Jack's Racing Engine number 17 hanging on. Bobbled a little bit that time in turn number 4. Seuss down low one more time. And one more time, Bateman's able to hang on. 10 laps to go. 10 to go. Seuss inside. Andy Seuss goes to 2nd spot. Seuss to 2nd. Now let's see if Douglas can hold off Chris Pasteryak. Alexander on his way to number 27. Alexander working through the traffic. Seuss, Bateman, Douglas, and Pasteryak. Look at Les Hinckley trying to get a respective finish here. 5 laps to go. 5 to go for Kirk Alexander. Yellow on the speedway. And that's going to be for Audrey Stevens over in the number 2 turn. The North-South shootout remains for the Modifieds and the Turkey Derby at Wall Stadium Thanksgiving weekend. Green flag. Caution's out. Yellow's out. Incident over in the 3rd turn. Didn't see that. I was watching the leaders off the corner. Alrighty, here we go. 6 laps to go. Green flag. Hinckley right behind Pasternak. Somehow I don't think the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth race is over. Here's the 5 to go again. Hinckley to the inside of Pasternak, tips down low going into turn number 1. Hinckley right behind Douglas now. Douglas trying to get an inside shot at Bateman. Bateman goes up, Douglas may try the inside. Boy, would Douglas love to get a podium finish here at Lee. Hinckley might have something to say about that. Mike Douglas Jr. right on the reel of Jack Bateman. Oh, look at Alexander's got a tire problem. Andy Seuss is leading it. Alexander. Jack Bateman, second caution is out for Alexander. Alexander, 3 laps shy of a finish, is headed to the pit area. His father must be down there with every finger crossed on both hands. They got Hinckley right behind them. Here they are. John Spence throws the green, back to racing. But look at Pasternak. Pasternak's taking a shot at Hinckley for the 4th spot. They're side by side down the straightaway. Good racing going on here at the finish. 2 laps to go for Andy Seuss. Hinckley way high. And Pasternak goes into the 4th spot. One more lap on the True Value Modified Series season for Andy Seuss. Mike Douglas in the 2nd spot as Jack Bateman fades. Bateman fades, Pasternak the 3rd. Top break for Jack Bateman as he slows. The Sunoco checkers go to Andy Seuss, Mike Douglas, Chris Pasternak.
Here's Andy Seuss coming around to accept the laurels in victory lane. And a reminder at the conclusion of victory lane ceremonies.
But I'll tell you, that's going to be one of the most exciting finishes over the final 3 laps that I've ever called. Andy Seuss, you know, this really took on an interesting twist because you and Douglas are both graduates from this Lee USA Speedway. You've run here in 350 Supers and late models, and of course, you've had success in modifieds. You did not have the greatest season, I'm sure you would agree, but you got this car here, and boy, this thing's been running good. You have got to be ecstatic with winning on your home turf.
Yeah, it's the first time I've won here at Lee, especially in a modified. You don't know how much this win means to me. Finished 3rd, then 2nd, finally to win it. And after this season of wrecking cars and motors and just bad luck, I wasn't counting on it until I did a couple of victory laps and they didn't take the checkered flag away from me because just the way this season's gone, it hasn't been the greatest. But I'll tell you, we wrecked last night at All-Star Speedway. These guys stayed up past midnight putting the car back together, and we worked every minute right until we had to get called to scales today to get the car perfect. And in the long run, it really was, and I'm just happy for them. You know, they stuck with me throughout this year. It hasn't been the greatest, but can't thank them enough. My sponsors, Stewart's Automotive, Rockingham Boat, Summit Signs, Lyle and Kathy Patterson. It's just been an awesome team, and they deserve this, and I can't tell you how happy I am for them, too.
Well, let me ask you this. I think every fan sitting in here on Oktoberfest weekend wants to know what went through the mind of Andy Seuss when he saw Alexander sitting up there in the 4th corner.
Well, we knew his tire was going down, but I think that was helping him with all the bite, you know, more rear bite coming out of the turn. So I wanted to race him for the win, but after this season's gone, I mean, I was already celebrating 2nd, but these guys kept me pumped up, telling me to go after the win, and that's what we did.
Your crew, your sponsors, your family, and half the town of Hampstead's waiting to see you. We'll let you go see them. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the fans for sticking this race out.
All righty, Andy Seuss' 3rd career win. What a great job from Mike Douglas Jr., a former hobby stock competitor. I want to tell you, I'm proud of you, man. You did a great job here today.
Yeah, it's awesome to be back home in front of the hometown fans. Spent a lot of time down here in Victory Lane with a hobby stock, and just happy to have everyone out here. Come see more races next year. We need more races at Lee.
Well, we will definitely be back here. Listen, this is the best finish you've had to date. Nobody works harder than you guys. I know you guys personally, and I see a lot of the hard work that you and your dad and your crew put into the number 23 to come back to your home racetrack and run as consistent, as strong as you did. And I know that I always preach patience to you. You were patient here tonight, and you got yourself a fantastic second-place finish.
Yeah, I told Dad, I'm like, that front bumper looks too straight. We're going to need to use that today. But he says, no, use patience. He goes, it's a long race. And we set the car up just tight enough in the beginning where it was pretty good towards the end. I mean, I'd just like to thank everyone this year. Everyone raced clean, hard. We got a great group of guys here. Any chance you can come see MRS race, come and see it.
All right, very good. Nice job, Mike Douglas Jr. And another great run here from a guy that has been really getting closer and closer as the season's gone on, and you hung tough in this one. You look like you were going to be strong at the outset. Something happened, and then you went to the back and you worked your way back up here. Chris Pasteryak, what a great run for you and a great finish.
Thank you very much. I know started first, finished third. Doesn't sound too eventful, but going 5 feet within going a lap down, and then I think David Roy spun out of 2, and we just kept pitting and tightening the car up and tightening the car up, and we actually had it too tight at the end, believe it or not. Thank everyone for coming. Great weather for Oktoberfest. Go Sox.
Go Sox is right. Congratulations, Chris Pasteryak, on a great season. Nice to have you fellows with us in 2000.